Top of the morning to you. Happy race day. We're on England mode today with the Phillies over in London. You know, we still got our 9 gear on, obviously. We're ready for Sonoma. It's been tough sledding, it just feels like. Last night I felt like we had a good chance there with Ty Gibbs in the 19. And as you can see, Marin, this is going to be the kind of track where it's all about track position. It's all about track position at a track like Sonoma, because if you end up losing 10 spots like Ty Gibbs did last night in the Xfinity race, you end up getting caught up in some hoopla parking lot accident. That's going to be the end of your day. You know what I mean? And so I think if you look at it as well, the people that were able to stay out front in Xfinity, I expect we'll see something similar today. I think you may see guys with different pit strategies, fuel strategies, just doing stuff to move up, because one thing we didn't see a lot of yesterday, really, aside from SVG and maybe a couple others, is passing. And this is not the Sonoma of old. This is not the Sonoma, 4 or 5 years ago, where you could get a guy with a fast car and just move up through it. I don't see that happening. I don't see guys just blowing by people today. So, it's Sonoma. Make sure, if you haven't already, get yourself a nice little bottle of Italian wine.
If you can. I can't.
If you can. If you can't, get yourself some high quality H2O. Let's break it down. So, those of you following on the Twitter know that I've already put in a 1.5 unit play on race favorite Kyle Larson. I did this because I actually expected Larson to win the pole. He was plus 400 yesterday. He hit the tires during qualifying. Looked like the car was a little messed up. He was able to go back out, run a decent time, and he's qualified 5th. Vegas did move the line slightly overnight because of that to 450. So if you waited and you didn't get him, I still think it's worth taking him. Larson's a guy who really has dominated at this track. I think if you look at some of the recent times he's been here, he had that loose wheel a couple years ago in the race that Suarez won, and he had another issue in the Xfinity race when he was here in the 17 races. So he really should have won many Sonoma races over the past few years. I think he even did win one, if my memory serves me right. But I'm sticking with that. I'm not going to put more in. I'm going to stick with my 1.5 unit play on the 5 car. And then it's pretty tough, because we don't get a lot of data in the next gen here. I really am looking at where does the guy run, where does the guy finish, 5-lap speed, stuff like that. So when I look at this by running position and by speed, the only people that really had metrics, across multiple categories here was Chase Elliott and Ross Chastain. Chase Elliott was somebody I actually thought about taking before qualifying yesterday too. I held off. 9 team just hasn't really performed too well in qualifying this year. They seem to be a kind of team this year that they figure it out as they go, and then Chase steadily advances up through it. That's why if you look, he doesn't have a lot of stage playoff points, because they don't really come alive usually until stage 3. Now, they qualified 4th. So I like what I saw out of them. Ross Chastain, on the other hand, and by the way, Chase moved to plus 700. Ross Chastain was plus 1100. He moved to plus 900. I thought Ross was a little bit of a letdown yesterday in the qualifying effort. Very, very good 5-lap average speed. He secured good points here. Average running position is outside the top 10, 11.7. I originally was going to be a half unit play on Chase and on Ross. I may actually skew that. I have a little bit more confidence in Chase following what transpired. There's some guys here that have run really well at Sonoma. Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher, Martin Truex. I just did not see great qualifying effort. I didn't see great things in practice. Buescher is 2,800. That could be worth a little look. I think I may hold off, but that's somebody, if you're looking for more of a long shot, I do think Buescher being there at 2,800 could be your guy. Will Brown is 5,500. He's one of them supercar guys like SVG. 5,500. I mean, take a shot on if you want to. I probably won't. But for right now, it's going to be a 1.5 on Kyle Larson for me, with a 9 play and potentially a Buescher or a Chastain play. Keep your eye on that Cap in the Cup on Twitter for that. With that being said, Marin, earlier today when we were having breakfast watching this Phillies in London, Marin said to me she's going out for a nice fancy lunch, with her friend. I said, great, that's great. I said, what time are you going? She said, 1:30. I went, you're not going to be back for the race. And then, oh, lucky that ball stayed in the park. And then, Marin just started laughing. And she said, what'd you say about being back for the race?
What did I say?
She said, no. But, Marin, we know, you're still going to do your due diligence by the audience, make some picks. We got a close battle here in the head-to-head on the season, 9-6. Here, Marin, are the odds for you.
All right,
Who you
cool.
going with?
I'll go with Larson, Reddick, Logano.
Okay. Well, let's take them one at a time here. We already talked about Kyle Larson, so we can punch you in for the 5 car. Tyler Reddick is the second highest odds on the board. He's plus 650. And, Reddick is a guy who, in the past, we've done really well getting lots of money on Tyler Reddick on road courses. Guy just pissed me off. I mean, I think he's run really well, and I think he's pissed off too. Because there's been 3 or 4 times this year where the guy, in my opinion, should have won the race. And his pit crew just completely let him down, or he let himself down on pit road or somewhere else throughout the race. I mean, think back to Mother's Day. He wrecked Buescher, and he didn't have to do that, and just kind of hasn't driven as smart as last year. And so at 650, he's absolutely a guy that, is worth a look. Would not shock me to see him get it done. He qualified second, so he's starting on the front row. I'm fading the 45 car. And then you mentioned the 22 of Joey Logano, and I'm glad you did. Logano won the pole. He's starting first. He's plus 750. Plus 750 for a pole sitter. It's kind of crazy, right? And why is his odds so long if he's sitting on the pole? You know what I mean? Vegas, I don't think trusts Logano to hold that position, putting him at 750 as a pole sitter. I personally was extremely surprised to see him get the pole. It was his first pole, I believe, at Sonoma, or it might have been his first pole at a road course. I can't remember which one. Since 2011? Yeah. His teammate, Ryan Blaney, was up there too, qualified third. He's plus 900 if you're wondering. I'm just surprised. Penske, it's not, Cindric is a guy who performs well on road courses. Last week's winner, he's all the way at plus 5,500, qualified 28th. I don't expect him to make any noise today. But seeing the 2 other Penske cars up there, the historical data at Sonoma, Logano has done well points-wise here. 91 driver rating in the next-gen car. Blaney a little further back. I'll be very surprised if a Penske car gets it done today. I think that I'm looking at the 5 pretty heavily, as you can tell, and we'll see what happens. But hey, you know what? Enjoy your day. If you're a baseball head like me and you're watching the London game, enjoy that too. Whatever. Have a good one. It's a nice day out there in most parts of the country, it seems like. So, good luck. Have a good time. Let's go road racing.
Bye, gamblers.